You're listening to A Smart Stack with Maria Lachapelle. This is episode 10 of Dear Mrs. Whitelady. Headline: Putin serves caviar vodka as America turns on Zelenskyy. MTG side piece asks, do you even own a suit? Dear Mrs. Whitelady, after TASS filmed the extortion dédage of President Zelenskyy, the Kremlin could not be reached for comment. Let it go to voicemail, it's just America calling. I bet DJ KGB had the floors of the Kremlin banging. Meanwhile, in America, Trump ceded America's sovereignty to Russia. If you weren't paying attention, you might have missed it. Trump likely sold out our country for a slice of mile-high chocolate cake, 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream, and a Diet Coke. I made a beautiful deal. It was fantastic. Nobody could have made a beautiful deal like me. Trump plays tough. Give up all your territory and precious minerals and nobody gets hurt. And like an undisciplined child who blurts out, "You're on your own." Alliances and promises made by former presidents, those don't apply to me. I'm the deal maker. Those guys were stupid. It should have never been done. It should have never happened. As for my opinion of the spectacle of the White House visit with President Zelenskyy, better for it to be seen on the world stage for what it was: a treasonous affront, a traitorous act. And the party at the Kremlin rocks on. Dmitry Peskov shouts over the music, "That was easy. Nostrovia! Nozordak!" Hey, I'm a bit fucked up, but wouldn't it be hilarious if we put out a press statement now? It's nearly morning in America. Da da. The news administration is rapidly changing all foreign policy configurations. This largely aligns with our Russian vision, from the Moscow Times. Now, a word about caviar, which brings us back to the party at the Kremlin. To my memory, Osetra's black, nutty, almost sweet and briny pearls have a texture that is both firm and liquid. For many, it's an acquired taste. I'm afraid I acquired that taste too young. Damn. Lured in again with Epicurean delights. Those sneaky bastards. This is about the time one might expect me to expound on the Russian or Danube sturgeon, which produces Osetra caviar. I could describe the environmental factors affecting caviar's texture, color, and flavor. If I were not distracted, I might have told you the Danube sturgeons can reach lengths of 8 to 10 feet and up to 24 feet. I might also wonder aloud, is this fish beast alive when its eggs are harvested? She is not. I would mention sturgeon are queer, androgynous creatures that leave the Caspian Sea to spawn in fresh water. I likely would elaborate on the illegal predation of the female sturgeon and, coupled with its low fertility, how it has endangered their survival. But I'll leave that for another day. The largest genocide you've never heard of. Did you know in 1932 to 1933, Stalin perpetrated the genocide of Ukrainians, killing more than 7 million people? Many hundred thousands more died in labor camps as enemies of the state. Stalin cut off Ukraine's food supply and starved them to death. The famine, known as Holodomor, killed more people than the Holocaust. Does it bother you, Mrs. Whitelady, that we never heard about the genocide of the Ukrainian people? It makes you wonder, what other pieces of history will we never hear about? Oh, that reminds me. Yesterday, the Pentagon began its purge of photos and critical military milestones of women and minorities from its archives. Tens of thousands of DoD website images have been flagged for removal for DEI. Ignorant white children and adults will ask, what did they ever do anyway? And isn't that the damn point? That's how we make America white male again. And you can feel confident that you played a big role in making this happen. Oh, FYI, Google and Apple removed Women's History Month last year from their calendars, and International Women's Day was never included. That's today, by the way, Saturday, March 8th. Putin hates Ukraine almost as much as he hates America. Putin warns there is no sovereignty for Ukraine without Russia. Read Putin's 2021 manifesto. I have. Russia had been robbed is the single motivating theme for invading Ukraine. Now, is it any wonder Ukraine cannot trust the word of a Russian dictator? This brings me to fear for our country. I'll tell you why. One of the characteristics of a totalitarian police state is to mire the people in cultural conflicts. The second is to disrupt and take over the agricultural and food production in order to maintain control. U.S. aid food sitting on tankers and trucking containers and in warehouses not being dispersed because of an order from the White House. We have produce rotting in the fields. Migrant farm workers are too scared to come to work or have been sent to Gitmo or deported. How soon before we are in fisticuffs at the local market for the last orange, the last cut of beef, the last bottle of baby formula? Do. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you the latest Miss Maria Farm Report from the heartland of America to the streets of St. Petersburg. Dow Jones Industrial Average 42,450, down 670 points. Biden's Dow Jones Industrial Average on his last day in office, 44,025. The price of DJT eggs went up $2.35 to $8.16 a dozen. Biden's eggs in 2025, $4.10. Biden eggs in 2024, $2.23. Soybeans are up $4.11. Eggs and food costs. Who'd have thought having to kill all those chickens, there'd be fewer hens laying eggs? Of course, we can always subsidize the chicken folks and give them a government handout. Those corporate-owned chicken hatcheries and egg-laying factories, I'm sure, would take it. It wouldn't put more eggs on the shelves or stop the night manager at the Winn-Dixie from price gouging us, but it was never about the price of eggs, was it? Hey, honey, we can have breakfast at home now for the same price as going out. Here's a rundown of job cuts since January 20 from the Federal Reserve Beige Book. Veterans Affairs, 60,000. National Park Service, 1,100. IRS, 40,000. Medical Research and Universities, 46,000. State Department, Foreign Service, 700 people, 450 are career diplomats. USAID, 5,600. The Department of Education, TBD, federal workers on the resign or you're fired plan, 75,000. Private employers and government contractors, 117,000. Moving on. The Secret Service cannot be trusted. The Associated Press, Reuters, Der Tagesspiegel, Germany's leading newspaper, and HuffPost have all joined the rogues gallery of media banned from the White House and Air Force One. The Russian who got into the Oval undetected could have easily been there to assassinate Zelenskyy. Why isn't the media up in arms about a national security breach? The Secret Service agents pretended a Russian foreign agent hadn't just breached the Oval Office. My bad, but no harm done. The fix was in on Zelenskyy from the beginning. No, really, the Secret Service cannot be trusted. Do you remember on January 6th, the Secret Service wanted to move Pence from the underground loading dock to a car? Pence recounts, "I am not getting in that vehicle," and twice told his security he would not go. I believe he knew they could not keep him safe, that they could not protect him. That the president knew of the chance hang Mike Pence and the gallows erected at the Capitol's west face and did nothing to stop it. Oh, did you know the gallows guys wheeled beams of lumber across Union Square close to Independence Avenue just before dawn on January 6th? Their brazenness on the videos shocked me. Were they approached by Secret Service advanced detail? No, they were not. Were they charged by DOJ with any crimes? No, they were not. They posed a credible threat to the line of succession. They planned a heinous lynching on Capitol grounds, and nothing. Now, I may be a bit old-fashioned, but if I see a group of guys on my street rolling enough lumber to frame a two-story house, I wouldn't just call the neighborhood watch. I'd call the FBI. If you see something, say something. And if I saw this happen in front of the U.S. Capitol, I'd ask Surrey to get me the Counterterrorism Bureau at the State Department. I wonder if they hit up IHOP or reported straight back to Roger Stone at the Willard Hotel after their big event. The missing suit and the boyfriend. A nobody podcaster, Brian Glenn, a guy, not the guy, a guy who's having relations of the sexual kind with Representative MTG from Georgia, asks the wartime president, "Why don't you wear a suit? Do you even own a suit?" "Maybe I wear a suit like yours, maybe better, maybe cheaper." So Brian Glenn, the man that the face of MAGA wakes up to, magically finds a White House press pass under his pillow. Adorable. The suit and the double standard. Turncoat and Senator Fetterman wore gym shorts, hoodie, and black sneakers to the inauguration at the Capitol. Breaking the dress code. Where is the outrage? JD, did he even once say, "Sir, thank you, Mr. President"? I mean, even white men see the double standard here. Am I right? Am I right? The photos show a picture of Senator Fetterman from last year wearing a suit and him walking into the Capitol building with shorts and the hoodie in front of the Capitol building and seated inside the rotunda at the Capitol during the inauguration. The photos are courtesy of ABC News 2023 and NBC News 2025. White Americans, known for being the arbiters of style. Morning show host, "What fashions are we celebrating today?" Fashion icon Ms. Du jour, "Charlotte, we're looking at a pitch-perfect linen ensemble for our 44th president." Cut to film. Obama strides into the White House in a tan linen suit and crisp white shirt. It's a summer morning. The rising sun is barely visible over the horizon. Voiceover. The crowd is with him. He's got this. The fit is impeccable. He's wearing that mother like a king. I cannot believe my eyes. Not one creased seam. The voiceover. Judges love it. Morning show hosts, both the Teamsters and the Steamfitters, gave the Taylor duo 2 thumbs down. A shame. Who's next in our lineup today? Just in time for spring, we're seeing a fashion-forward color palette from the former First Lady, Secretary Clinton. I really love this look for her. This collection of pantsuits and Easter pastels sets the perfect tone for a weekend brunch or a white lady seminar on Know Your Worth. Ooh, judges and red carpet snobs are shaking their heads. It's a hard no. I understand it's immensely popular alternative for the church lady crowd, and a private label designed by Dress Barn hopes to appeal to a younger woman. That's right, Charlotte. Yes, but this outfit cost her in the favorability ratings. Says here, she lost all male voters under the age of 85. Wow, that's quite a hit for an Easter outfit. Ouch. Yeah, the Teamsters criticized her style as too mannish. They were looking for a skirt in this event. The Steamfitters were more scalding in their comments. We'd pan anything she wears. Ooh, no love lost there. Now, I understand you brought us some conservative right-wing German standards for white men. Is that correct? Yes. Here we'll see a few versatile pieces for everyday street style. It's the anti-suit for the unsuited. That didn't come out quite right. I guess it loses something in translation. We've styled the World Dominator ensemble for Elon Musk in a pre-war vintage wool peacoat. We call it the Berliner. And you said this street attire is straight off the runways of Dusseldorf? That's right, Charlotte. We like the dark palette here. It easily transitions from a ketamine creative session to a 420 meeting in the Oval. Tell us what we're looking at here. Well, the stoner tee really appeals to the forward-thinking Doge movement we've been hearing so much about. And you said the black dark MAGA topper is emboldened in Germanic typeface and decorative umlauts? Yes, it retails at $55 to $102. This ensemble pairs perfectly with a bespoke Gucci accessory child in white chromosome XY. This adorable walking, talking, and picking machine says shush your mouth on cue. Spy cam sold separately. Makes a great gift. Oh, the control room is telling me we're going to skip the judge's review. I guess when you're the richest man on the planet, you don't really care. See you on the next weekend edition of They Wore What to Congress. Talk soon. M. P.S. I'm leaving you with my French grandmother's recipe for popovers. Why popovers? Because they're hollow inside, kind of like the dry husks of men who occupy the halls of the Capitol. P.S.S. I serve them up with a petite plate of scrambled eggs with Gruyere. The popovers, I mean, not the congressman. And a big pot of coffee. Perfect for a rainy Sunday, especially if you want to go right back to bed and sleep for another 4 years. Photos are mine. Ingredients. The rest is a well-guarded secret. Preheat the popover pan with a little butter in each cup. Don't beat the batter too much. Let it be lumpy. Fill the cups of the heated pan 1/2 to 3/4 full so they have room to rise. Bake in a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. Lower to 350 for another 15 to 20 minutes. but don't open the oven door or let the steam escape or they'll fall. You've been listening to A Smart Stack with Maria Lachapelle. This was episode 10 of Dear Mrs. White Lady.